What up, guys? This is Tyler with Jabbas Dungeon Podcast, and today I'm going to do a ranking video of, I'm going to say, every single Michael Myers mask. Now, obviously, if you know your Myers masks, you know there's a lot of different variations, and some movies, you know, even though it's supposed to be one single mask, they've used 3 different designs. So, I think I've grabbed each version of the mask possible for this video. If I did miss one, feel free to let me know in the comment section. But I've designed this one to be a little bit special. So I've renamed the categories to just kind of make this more fun. I'm not going to critique as much as like the Star Wars tier list. I feel like that's my bread and butter. But on this one, I'm a little bit laid back. So I've renamed the categories, with the highest being the Boogeyman. With this list, that would mean when I think of Michael Myers, this is the mask I envision. Everyone is entitled to one good scare. This is one that I'm like, I think it's completely acceptable to use, but it's just not the first thing I think of when I think of Michael Myers. Good enough. You know, I think it's serviceable. It's not a bad mask, but it's definitely not, I think, worthy of Michael Myers. So, Spirit Halloween. This is, you walked into your Halloween store and you pick a Myers mask off the shelf, and you know those can be in varying quality depending on, let's say, if it's a Trick or Treat Studios mask, or even if it's one of those plastic $20 face shell type ones. But anyway, so that's like one. It's not that good, but it's not as bad as when you go on AliExpress or any of those other websites and they've got someone's independent artist mask as the photo, and you buy it, and it literally is just like the quality of like something bad. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But anyway, so we're gonna start off, and I'm gonna go in almost chronological order. I've kind of got them lined up on the bottom, but I did forget to put the flashback mask where it should be. But anyway, let's go ahead and actually start with the flashback mask from Halloween Kills. I think this design, especially looking back at this trilogy, is a really good mask. Obviously, so they've taken the 2018 design, but basically taken away those like aging crease lines all over the mask. So it's basically what the 2018 mask would look like, but de-aged. Obviously, it's still supposed to be the original 1978 mask, but I think that the flashback mask is honestly really nice. So I'm going to put it in Everyone is Entitled to One Good Scare. I think they literally hit it almost 100%, but there's just still something about it where I look at it and it's not the 78 mask. If it was like a replica 78 to the dot, it would be up here in the S. But for right now, and that's still really good, I'm not hating on that mask. So we'll start off with that one. Now I'm pretty sure this is going to be chronological for the most part. We're going to start with little kid Michael Myers from the beginning of 1978. This is the clown costume he wears, so it's not his iconic look, but it is what started it all. I'm putting it in Spirit Halloween just for the fact it's not the iconic look, but also he only wears it for the first like couple minutes of the movie, and you only get the one shot when he exits the house and the mask is ripped off of him. So that's about, I think it's fair. Next up is the original 1978 Shatner mask. Um, I love this mask for many reasons, mainly for the fact that depending on just the lighting, it can look so much different. And also, as we'll get into the Halloween 2 mask, it also depends on who's wearing it. Now, obviously, the castle stretch that Nick Castle's well known for elongates it, but then there's also some shots where I forget, I think it's Tommy Lee Wallace is wearing the mask in the closet scene, and to me, that is what I envision as the 78 mask, where I feel like it just fits his head perfectly. There's no stretch up and down or side to side. But anyway, the 78 mask, regardless of which version the light makes it look, you know, it's the iconic look for Michael Myers. Next up, we've got the Halloween 2 mask, which is basically just the original mask, but with some aging to it, some weathering, and Dick Warlock's face stretches it out to the side, which is the effect that I have on a mask when I put it on. I think it's up there with the original. It still just looks so dark and menacing, and also the lighting in Halloween 2, I feel like it serves its purpose so well to that mask. Following up, the Blood Tears mask. Of course, it's only shown in those last couple shots of the movie. I'm going to put it in Everyone is Entitled to One Good Scare. It is basically just the Halloween 2 mask, so it should look awesome, and it does. And I do love the Blood Tears look to the mask, but I feel like it's not as iconic as just the straight up mask himself. I'll put it above the flashback. I think that is fair, to me personally. I own the Myers mask that I currently have right now is a Blood Tears mask, which I believe I've worn it in one of the podcast episodes. I think it's this past Halloween. Go check out that episode if you want to see the mask. It's an independent artist mask, so it's really cool. Next up is the Halloween 4 intro when he's all bandaged up. It's not Michael Myers for sure, but I do think it's creepy. So honestly, if he had this throughout some of the movie, I wouldn't complain. I'll put it in good enough. That might be a hot take. I don't hate it. Next up is the actual Halloween 4 mask. I think I am technically missing one, because there's this version of the mask, and then I believe one that has like an extra neck extension piece, or like the one that's in the mask store. I guess I forgot those. But anyway, just the generic Halloween 4 mask, when you think of Halloween 4. I've grown to like it more as I've been a fan, but I still think it looks dumb. Same with the pink mask that's in that one shot of Halloween 4. It does not look scary. I mean, in a way, it does look scary, but it almost seems more friendly at the same time. You know what? I'll be nice. I'll bring it up, because at least it is a Michael Myers mask, so I'll put it above the clown. But that's I'm being nice. The Halloween 5 mask. It's better than having a pink mask, but it's still not that good. The Brute Halloween 5 mask that Michael wears when he's in the truck. The scene is funny, and like it's a nice gag, but once again, as a Michael Myers mask, Michael shouldn't be wearing that. Next up is the Halloween 6 mask. I am a really big fan of Halloween 6, even though I know it has its faults, but I really do enjoy Halloween 6. So I'm going to put it up here, and Everyone's Entitled to One Good Scare. Depending on the day, I might swap these, but we'll see how the list finishes off. But I do really like the Halloween 6 mask. Next up, I believe this is the K&B is what this one is described as for H2O. I don't like the poofy hair on this mask, and being able to see Michael's eyes so clearly really puts me off of this mask. So I'm going to put it in Spirit Halloween. In between those. I think it's fair. I really don't like this mask. And same for, this is the Stan Winston. I might have flipped K&B and Stan Winston around. But anyway, this mask, it's god-awful. It's, I think the pink mask would be scarier, if I'm being honest. That thing does not look intimidating whatsoever. And the CGI mask from H2O, I understand the design. It's a lot better than both of these H2O masks design-wise, but it's CGI, and that, for the time, it's atrocious. So I'll put it, yeah, at least it's not pink, you know. Next up is the Halloween Resurrection mask. I don't hate this mask, but I feel like what is the downfall of this mask is the overshadowing of the creases and the eyebrows. It looks like makeup on the mask. But I do feel like, at least to follow up the original mask that was used, 6 and Resurrection did a pretty good job compared to 4, 5, and so I'll give it credit. Yep, it goes above the bandage up mask for me. At least it's a Myers mask. Next is the burnt mask from Resurrection. You only see it at the end. It's not pink. I think it looks bad burnt, but that's just me. This next one, I didn't try. Oh, I somehow lost the paper mache type mask that young Michael wears in the Rob Zombie movies. I think I downloaded it. I just forgot to add it in here. That would also kind of go into the somewhere in this bottom area. Probably, honestly, in the AliExpress, like bottom tier, but probably behind Halloween 5, going that way. It's at least scary looking. It's just not Myers. So that brings us to the Rob Zombie movies. We'll call it the 92 mask. I couldn't find like a good photo from the movie of it, so here it's just the Trick or Treat Studios promo.
The most important part.
Just for completeness sake, I did go back in and I've just added the paper mache mask, so we'll throw it. Actually, when I'm thinking about it, he kind of looks cool with that. For the fact it's on a Myers mask, let's put it above the original clown mask. But anyway, back to this 92 mask. I couldn't find a good image from the movie. I do like the Rob Zombie mask from the first Rob Zombie movie. I think it is a nice twist on the original, and it still looks scary. So I'm going to put them both up, and everyone's entitled to one good scare. But I do like the slight cracked version, where it's not fallen off yet, but it's still starting to decay more than the clean version of the mask. Then there's a Kang mask from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. This might slightly counteract when I'm talking about like this version of Michael, but I don't think Michael's face should be exposed. Now the paper mache mask, I think it's a little bit different because it's not a Myers mask. Maybe I'm just gatekeeping. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm gonna say that the this version of the mask. Let's keep it here in Spirit Halloween. Or let's put it above the Halloween 5 mask here at the bottom. It's at least scarier looking than the Halloween 5. The Halloween 5 just looks like an alien to me. So to end it out, we've got the rest of the Gordon... what's his name? The Gordon Green trilogy. The 2018 mask, I love the 2018 mask. I think the aging, the idea of it is kind of stupid because that's not how a latex mask actually starts to decay. It doesn't get wrinkles like an old person. But I like the idea of an old Michael having an old mask. So for me, the 2018 mask, it goes up in the Boogeyman. It's iconic. And then I feel pretty much the same with the Halloween Kills mask. I also think it is high up there. It's not as good as just the plain old version, but I would say I like it more than the Blood Tears. Then the Halloween Ends mask, it's basically Kills, but with mold and more damage done to it. I feel like there's not honestly too much of a change unless you like nitpick the most minor details. So I'm gonna have to put it right next to it. As everyone's entitled to one good scare, I really feel like a lot of these could be interchangeable for me in order, except the Rob Zombie ones. Those I feel like stay where they're at. But yeah, that is my tier list ranking of, I'm pretty sure, every single Michael Myers mask. If you enjoyed this video, I highly encourage you to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this with anyone that you know that also loves Michael Myers. We always have content coming out, whether it's action figure reviews or our regular podcast episodes, where we talk about something from a random movie to just hanging out. You know, we're always down to have fun. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.